playing for, and we'll be ready to play.
All right, talk about some of the game goals, some of the things you want to accomplish that'll lead you to the ultimate goal, which is a win.
The first thing is our ability to block out and pursue the basketball. That's always a mainstay, but it's an area that, we've been good, but we want to get great. I think our ability to defend dribble penetration, it's you don't want to lose sight of that just because you're still tops in the country in terms of your overall defense. I didn't think we did a good job defending the dribble at South Carolina, and it cost us, even though the final score may not indicate that. Another area where I think we need to improve in terms of our energy and our enthusiasm. We're coming down that home stretch. You got to put what's behind you, and focus on what's in front of you. Go out, have some fun, and lay it out on the line.
Sounds like a winning game plan. That's Pokey Chapman. We're back with LSU in Florida after this timeout on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Can I find a doctor who agrees that watching the Tigers counts as cardio?
At Auctioner, you can. We're the official healthcare sponsor of LSU Athletics and a proud supporter of the community. We can care for your every need, routine, or more serious, in one of our 30 friendly, convenient locations in Southeast Louisiana. At Auctioner, healthcare with peace of mind can be yours. To find out how, call 1-866-AUCTIONER or visit auctioner.org.
Hello?
Sweetheart, I'm on my way home and I have a gift for you.
A gift for me? What is it?
A gift for you from the Louisiana Lottery. Over $2 million in cash prizes.
But why is the lottery giving me a gift?
It's a gift for you from me from the lottery.
What?
It's fun to give a gift for you. The new $2 scratch-off from the Louisiana Lottery. Over $2 million in cash prizes. And listen to this. You could win up to $10,000. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
Can I help you?
Yes. Hi. Are you one of the coaches of the LSU Tigers?
Who are you?
Oh, I'm one of the fans. I came by to show you some cool moves I learned while playing video games on my Verizon wireless cell phone, like NBA Live 06. I thought you might want to pass some of the moves along to the team. No? Okay, cool. Go Tigers!
Verizon Wireless, the official wireless provider of the LSU Tigers. Call 1-800-2JOIN-N. Airtime and other fees apply. Coverage not available everywhere.
It's come to the attention of Dodge that some have questions about cute cars.
Yes, I don't want a cute car, but is there a car for someone who's not a dateless 30-year-old happily living with his parents?
Good question, and Dodge has the answer. Dodge Caliber. It's anything but cute. It's got available music gate power with liftgate speakers to celebrate good tunes, illuminated cup holders to celebrate good drink, and an available chill zone beverage cooler to celebrate thermodynamics. The all-new Dodge Caliber. It's anything but cute. For information, pull up Dodge.com. Grab life by the horns. Dodge.
To take on the Florida Lady Gators. It is the top of the hour, so let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and kindly remove your hats as we now honor America with the playing of our national anthem performed by the Bengal Brass Basketball Band. The Bengal Brass Basketball Band. And now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight on behalf of the LSU Athletic Department, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Maravich Center for tonight's Women's Southeastern Conference basketball game, matching up the Gators of the University of Florida, taking on Tiger fans, your Lady Tigers of LSU. And now here are your starting lineups for tonight's game for Florida. At guard, a 5'7" sophomore from Jackson, Tennessee. Number 3, Shea Brooks. At guard, a 5'8" senior from Fayetteville, Tennessee. Number 4, Kim Dye. At guard, a 5'11" junior from Palmetto, Florida. Number 20, Dupree Bowden. At 1 forward, a 5'10" freshman from Bradenton, Florida. Number 24, Shariel Smith. And at the other forward, a 5'11" sophomore from Columbus, Ohio. Number 44, Marsha Dotson. The head coach of Florida is Carolyn Peck. Assistant coaches, Shell Daly, Jose Mori, and Michael Peck.
Shea Brooks, the leading scorer for Florida, 14.6 points. Marsha Dotson, 13.4, and Dupree Bowden, 13.3. And then after that, there's quite the drop-off. Their fourth leading scorer, Jennifer Mosser, comes off the bench and averages 4.6. And then, in fact, Brianna Phillips and Kim Dye all average 4.6. Brianna Phillips, however, had a career game at Kentucky the other night on Sunday as she scored 23 points in that loss.
Presenting the Miami native with a game ball to commemorate this historic moment. Ladies and gentlemen, of Maravich Center, congratulations to All-American Sylvia Fowles.
And we kind of cut in on the middle of that, but if you may remember on the road trip, Sylvia Fowles got her 1,000th rebound, and she's about to go into third place. In fact, is in third place in rebounds in LSU history, and she was just presented with a ball commemorating that. Another two finals in the league right now. Tennessee only wins by 10 at Auburn, 72-62. South Carolina beats Arkansas 74-69. So Tennessee is at 9-0. LSU and Ole Miss each at 7-2. Kentucky is at Ole Miss tonight. And that game, in fact, is underway and is a very close game at halftime. Ole Miss leading by 4, 27-23. But LSU's just got to take care of what they do. And here are their starters.
It's time to rise to your feet for the starting lineup for your Lady Tigers of LSU. At guard, a 5'3" junior from Jacksonville, number 5, Erica White. At guard, a 5'7" junior from Port Auburn, number 12, Rashante LeBlanc. At guard, a 5'11" junior from Baton Rouge, number 15, Kiana Cheney. At guard, a 6' junior from Stone Mountain, Georgia, number 54, Ashley Thomas. And at center, a 6'6" junior from Miami, number 34, Sylvia Fowles.
The Lady Tigers led by Sylvia Fowles, who has just been on a tear lately. 17.5 points for Fowles, 12.2 rebounds for the year in conference play, 18.2 points and 15.1 rebounds. Quite astounding numbers. Jeff has jumped it up a notch. And I'm going to turn up your microphone so you can speak to us.
Okay, because we'll jump it up a notch here. And, there's no doubt about it. Sylvia Fowles has played quite well. But as Pokey Chapman said in that pregame interview, you're going to need someone to help her. If you can get someone to help her, whoever it may be, Kiana Cheney, Ashley Thomas, whoever coming off the bench, Ashley Hightower, Erica White, if you can get someone else to be scoring with her, 2 or 3 other players scoring, then it opens it up for Sylvia. I mean, she's going to get double teamed no matter what, but maybe you can avoid that triple team because it's only going to get harder once the competition really steps up. When you're going deep in the NCAA tournament, when we're going to see on Sunday against UConn, they got multiple players that can defend her. So hopefully LSU can get into a good sync offensively in this game. They were playing well offensively before that road trip here at home. Hopefully they can resume that pace back at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center.
And it'll be LSU in white, Florida in blue to start this one. LSU has a decided height advantage. We'll see if they can take care of it. LSU going to our right. Thomas takes it in for the layup, and it's good. Florida looked confused from the beginning as to which way they were going. The tip came to Thomas, who got it near the right wing, and she was all by herself, and she took it and laid it home.
I think Ashley Thomas didn't know which way she was supposed to go.
Well, it was just one of those weird things where she almost had to think about it because it was so open. So Florida's got it. It's knocked away, and Thomas stole it over on the right wing. Off to Rashante LeBlanc, up ahead to Fowles. The catch under the bucket. The layup is good, and it's quickly 4-0.
Well, Florida got down big to Kentucky in the last game, made a valiant comeback, but they can't get too far behind the Lady Tigers, who have the #1 defense in the country.
Smith, right wing over to Bowden, is double-teamed in front of the LSU bench. Back out to Brooks. She is a good slashing guard. Dye, left wing. They have a few players who will shoot the three. Dye and Brooks both are three-point threats. 7 to shoot. We've played a minute. Brooks with 5 at the top. Lobs underneath. Caught by Dotson, who lays it in under Fowles. So Dotson found a little position at 5'11", and it's 4-2. So Florida will not be shut out here tonight. 18:42 and counting in the first half. White right wing over to Thomas. She's wide open. They dare to shoot. She doesn't. Got it to Cheney outside the lane. Backs it out to the wing to White near the top. White up top to Thomas. 18-footer straight away. Oh, that one hit the glass and nothing else. And is taken out by Bowden. That was wide right. Bowden pulls up for a long 2. Rims out, no good. And Fowles will rebound it for LSU. White down the lane, hands it off to Fowles, who lays it up, no good. She was a little off balance.
That was actually Ashley
Thomas.
Thomas.
That was Thomas.
That missed it down low.
And Smith gets the rebound for Florida. And big Brianna Phillips, big for them, she's 6'2". Their tallest player will come into the game. 4-2 LSU pass in the lane. Dotson is open and split defenders and laid it in with the left hand.
Confusion down low for LSU defensively, and Dotson wide open in the paint.
LeBlanc pulls up in the lane, can't shoot. Left wing Cheney fakes the 3, goes baseline for a 17-footer. Got the glass and nothing else. And Dye gets the rebound. A couple of brutal-looking outside shots here to start.
Well, things look good. LSU came out, scored 4 points in the first minute, but the last couple trips, Ashley Thomas had an easy shot down low, and then Cheney's shot wasn't even close.
Bowden dribbled and traveled down on the baseline. Phillips, 6'2", senior from Palmetto, Florida, will come into the game. Again, only averaging 4.6, but had 20-plus at Kentucky, including a couple of her first three-pointers ever. Has 4 for her for the year.
And Florida, a full court trap here, trying to force some turnovers and maybe create some easy baskets for them, but they really only show it. They don't really aggressively go after LSU as the Lady Tigers get into the front court.
Thomas in the lane just past the free throw line, right wing to LeBlanc. And we've got action underneath, 3 seconds in the lane. So the LSU offense, after the quick 2 buckets, has bogged down.
Well, LSU had a couple players in the lane. He could have given it to either Thomas or Sylvia Fowles as they were down there for a while.
4-4. We've played now 3 minutes. Phillips, she'll take a 3 from the left wing, and she picked up where she left off against Kentucky and hits it. And it's 7-4. Florida was 7 in a row. White through traffic. Left of the lane, out to LeBlanc, who lobs it up for Fowles. She got it off the tip, laid it in, it counts, and she is fouled. They just don't have anybody who can get up and knock that away from her, like other teams, like South Carolina, for example.
Well, LSU always seems to find somebody that's going to hit a three-pointer against them that doesn't hit too many, and Brianna Phillips, for her, that was only her 5th three-pointer made.
And all 4 of her other ones were in the Kentucky game this past Sunday. So she has found something she can do. Fowles, bounces the free throw 4 times, and it doesn't go, and it's taken out by Dotson. And it's 7-6, Florida by a point. Up top, Kim Dye has it. Left wing pass to Bowden. Guarded out there by LeBlanc. At the top to Brooks. Brooks will get a screen, now meets the double team. Illegal screen called on Dotson. She was moving when she set that screen. That'll be her first. And Florida's got a couple. And it'll be LSU ball trying to regain the lead.
Florida in a 2-3 zone now.
White approaching the top of the key. Hands it off there to Cheney. Right side LeBlanc. Open 3. That one is good. LeBlanc hits the three, wide open from the right wing. That is her 18th of the year, shooting 45%. 9-7, LSU back on top with 5 in a row. Right side, Bowden has it, meets a double team. LeBlanc knocks the pass away. It's knocked around again, and it went out of bounds, and it will go to Florida. It will go to Florida. 17 to shoot, official timeout. 15:59 to go first half. 9-7, Lady Tigers here on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Heart disease is our nation's #1 killer. And the Progressive Louisiana hospital performing the most open heart procedures is the hospital you count on. Our Lady of the Lake, the spirit of healing.
Hey, Mom, check out this report card.
Wow, honey, this is great.
It sure is.
Excuse me, who are you?
I'm telling drivers that State Farm can save them a lot of money on their car insurance with savings like our good student discount.
Really?
At State Farm, we offer more discounts than any other insurance company, so you get great service and a great price.
So as long as he keeps his grades up, we'll save money.
That's right.
Can you help him with his math homework?
Find a State Farm agent in the Bell South Yellow Pages.
Only one local hospital was among the nation's first 5 accredited cancer centers and treats more cancer patients than any other. The hospital you count on. Our Lady of the Lake, the spirit of healing.
LSU Athletics would like to thank Louisiana Organ Procurement Agency for their support of LSU. Be a hero, be an organ and tissue donor. Log on to www.lopa.org for more information. 15:59 left to go in the first half. A strange start to this one as LSU leading 9-7. They scored the first 4 points. Florida came back, would score the next 7 points, but LSU has now come back and they're on a 5-0 run and they lead it by 2. Sylvia Fowles with a quick 4 points, and Marsha Dotson, who's been playing really well for Florida, 5'11" sophomore, averaging 17 points a game. She has 4 points. And then Brianna Phillips coming off the bench, and as we mentioned, following up from that 23-point performance against Kentucky, hit a quick 3-pointer in this one to cut the lead for LSU back down to 2.
And Florida will have it on the inbound into Phillips. She'll take another 3 from the point, and she hit another one. And I might have to check her, I guess. That's her second 3, her 6th in the last 2 games. And it's 10-9 underneath. Fowles had a shot that went up and wouldn't go in. And Bowden's got it coming the other way. Bowden looking around. Florida's ahead by a point. They are 0-9 in the league. LSU 7-2. Dye on the wing left side looking. Back up top to Brooks, 14 to shoot. She dribbles over in front of the LSU bench. Left wing, it is Bowden. Heads to the lane, bobbled it, got it back. Fade away from 10, no good off the back iron, and LeBlanc rebounds, and LSU wants to run it. LeBlanc toward the right wing. At the top to Fowles. Fowles looking, right side LeBlanc. She'll take an 18-footer that's good. So LeBlanc is the one they're going to let shoot, and she is, and she's got 5. And it's 11-10.
And that's good to see. She only had 4 points in her last 2 games coming into this one, so hitting her first 2 shots, and she's been open, as you mentioned, Patrick.
Brooks, a long 3, grazed the side of the rim, but Thomas bobbled the rebound out of bounds, and Florida will get it back. Brooks has no limit to her range, and we just saw it. 22, Jennifer Mosser will come in, 5'9" freshman from Orlando, averaging 4.6.
And that's not the first time in this game already that Florida's just kind of jacked it up. They maybe pass it a couple times, really not move the ball at all on the perimeter, and they just fire it up there.
Dye will look to get it in. Looking, lobs it way up top to Mosser. Mosser 11 of 48 from three-point land, so she'll take one occasionally. Brooks, wing left side, 20 to shoot, 11-10. LSU by a point. Bounce pass to Dye in the corner. Up top, Phillips, another 3. That one is no good. Fowles was out to jump up. White rebounds to Cheney, right wing, drives baseline, runner from 5 off the glass, no good, but Thomas is there for the follow. And it's 13-10.
Yeah, nobody boxed out Ashley Thomas, so an easy putback for her. Interesting matchup on the defensive end with Fowles defending Phillips. She doesn't have to come out to the perimeter as much as she has to tonight with Phillips, who's so far hit 2 3-pointers in this game.
Brooks double team. She gets it in the lane. Phillips back out Dye. I think we got 3 seconds. And we do. Looks like Duke is about to beat North Carolina. That big matchup in women's action. 64-53. Duke wins. They're 25-0. North Carolina's 24-1.
So Duke returns the favor. Last night in the men, North Carolina goes to Duke and wins. And here, Duke gets the win on North Carolina's home floor.
Portia Phillips in replacing Thomas. Phillips 4.1 points. Struggling shooting, only at 29.7%. Phillips goes right baseline. Spin move. 4-footer on the baseline is no good. And the rebound is taken out by Brooks. It's 13-10 LSU. Brooks in front of the LSU bench. Lobs it down on the baseline, and the shot is blocked. Phillips had it blocked by Phillips. There Phillips against LSU's Phillips. Chaney for 3 left wing, and it rolled the rim and came out. Well, we've been saying that a lot lately. Dotson rebounds for the Gators. Hightower to come in for LSU. Dotson at the top. Right wing pass over to Dye. Dye looking very long range. Will finally pass it at the top to Phillips. Left wing to Brooks. 10 to shoot. Brooks working on White. 8 to shoot. Pass is deflected by White. White tips it to the backcourt. She's got it. It's 1-on-none, and the layup is good. So White, wearing Brooks like a glove there, was able to knock the pass away and out-hustle Brooks into the front court. Kalila Mitchell will come in. It's 15-10. LSU back up by 5. Mosser, left wing. Bounce pass out at the top to Brooks. Gets a screen but meets the double team. Out to Mosser between the circles. Left elbow Phillips on the backdoor pass. Phillips managed to knock the shot away from Dotson, and LSU's got it. Chaney, right wing. Out to LeBlanc, wide open 3. She missed that one off the side of the rim. Portia Phillips keeps it alive. It trickles out of bounds. It'll go to Florida.
Sometimes, Patrick, you can be too wide open, and that was the case with LeBlanc. She rushed that shot. She had all day to fire that one up, and as soon as she let it go, she knew it. She was following her shot. Unfortunately, ball knocked out of bounds, but good run here for LSU as they have scored the last 6 points in this game.
15-10, LSU by 5. Mitchell came in for the Tigers. Chaney took a breather. Phillips knocks the pass away up top. There's a scramble on the floor. Hightower's got it, but then it was knocked away from her. The Florida player, Bowden, has it, takes it to the hole and lays it in. Tough break there. There were a lot of bodies on the floor. Florida came up with the fumble and took it for the touchdown. And it's 15-12. LeBlanc at the top. Phillips, deep left side to Mitchell. Mitchell back to LeBlanc, right wing. Goes to the free throw line. Back left side, Mitchell. Top of the key, Phillips. Open, fakes. Spins in the lane. Turnaround from 10. Back iron. Bounce, no good. Only the bounce is just not going LSU's way. And Dotson rebounds out to Brooks. Tigers only shooting 43.6% for the year, which is a low number for LSU. Right wing Brooks to Dotson. Spins on Phillips. Fadeaway shot blocked by Phillips. She tipped it toward the backcourt. Brooks got it. That's a couple of blocks for Phillips. There Phillips shoots one from 12 on the baseline and hits another one. So Brianna Phillips has 8 off the bench. And it's 15-14. LeBlanc, left corner, Hightower, wide open 3. It rimmed out. Fowles, rebounds, lays it easily back up and in.
Well, thank goodness for Sylvia Fowles to clean that up. But when you're that wide open, we've seen LSU now. LeBlanc missed a wide open 3. Hightower misses a wide open 3. You got to start knocking those shots down. We're getting into late February here. Those shots got to start falling.
They were close to falling. Got to go through, but LSU does have a 17-14 lead. The LeBlanc 3 was LSU's first since the Georgia game. They didn't have one at Carolina. Going baseline, Dotson has her shot swallowed by Fowles. A block for LSU. Mitchell to the left wing. Out to LeBlanc, dribbles in the lane, kicks it out. It's tipped, but Hightower has it right point. Between the circles, Mitchell, 10-14 to go in the half, LSU by 3. Hightower, right corner, didn't pull the trigger that time. Up top, Mitchell. Mitchell fires it to Phillips in the left corner, and then she is called for a push on the Florida player as Brianna Phillips, some good acting, but Phillips pushed her a little bit, and we'll go to the official break. 10:04 to go. 17-14 Lady Tigers on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
The Southeastern Conference represents the best in intercollegiate athletics. Last year, the SEC produced 6 national champions and finished in the Final Four in 14 of 20 sports finishes, while sending 159 league teams to postseason competition. In addition, 460 SEC student athletes earned first-team All-America honors, and 71 young men and women were crowned individual national champions. The Southeastern Conference, equipping tomorrow's leaders today.
Aaron Meredith made the world's highest student score on the Certified Internal Auditor exam.
Jacob Landry is the recipient of the prestigious Harry S. Truman Scholarship.
Lisette Oropesa is a national winner of the Metropolitan Opera competition.
Amaka Agachukwu was awarded the preeminent Goldwater Scholarship.
Tam Nguyen participated in research funded by the Howard Hughes Medical Institute.
LSU. Mind power. At work for you.
Go Tigers, go Louisiana business. Go to louisianaforward.com/roll to register your business to win a season-long 2007 LSU football corporate sponsorship presented by Louisiana Economic Development. Go to louisianaforward.com/roll today and tell us how you're moving Louisiana forward. 10:04 left to go in the first half. LSU leads at 17-14 over Florida. Sylvia Fowles, leading scorer for the Lady Tigers, 6 points. Brianna Phillips, the senior off the bench, leading Florida with 8 points. Just taking a look at Brianna's numbers. Prior to that 23-point game against Kentucky, she scored only 4 points in 6 games. And then she had the 23-point outburst against Kentucky. As you mentioned, she hit 4 3-pointers in that game, or only 4 of the season. She's come into the PMAC tonight and hit a couple more 3-pointers. I mean, that's just, I don't think I've ever seen where a player like that just all of a sudden kind of snaps out of it, or whatever it may be, and becomes a major contributor like they're counting on her to be right now.
Now Florida's out rebounding LSU 11-8. I don't think that'll make Pokey terribly happy at that development. LSU 8 of 18, 44%. Florida 6 of 14, 43%. 5 turnovers for them, just 2 for LSU. We're under 10 minutes to go in the half. Jennifer Mosser has it for Florida, left side to Bowden, dribbles through the key, then back to the top, and then takes a 3 that's nowhere near. Rebound is knocked around. It came to Phillips. 10-footer is good. She is living the charmed life right now. She has 10 off of their bench, and it's 17-16.
Well, she's hitting her open shots. I mean, if she's open, she's going to hit it.
Mitchell, left wing. Hightower, Phillips, Fowles, and White are in there, so LeBlanc a breather. Phillips, top of the key. Right side to White. Back left point, Mitchell. Left corner, Phillips. 18-footer is good. Nice stroke from Phillips from the corner, and it's 19-16 LSU.
Really took her time, eyed that one down, and after missing a couple other field goals early, she had that one.
Driving toward the hole, scooping it up, no good. Brooks on that one. It's rebounded by LSU. Fowles out to Mitchell. We're near the 9-minute mark. LSU looking for what would be the biggest lead. Bounce pass down low, Phillips. Back out, Hightower. Fakes the 3, dribbles toward the lane. Kicks it to Mitchell up top. Mitchell at the top of the key now to Hightower. 18-footer, left it a little bit short. Phillips gets a rebound. Into the front court, Mosser. Mosser off to Bowden, left wing. Back left corner to Mosser. At the top, Smith, Sherelle Smith. 5'10 freshman from Bradenton, Florida in. Mosser left wing. They only have 9 bodies, so they will spread it around a little bit. Pass on the baseline to Smith. Somebody got a piece. I think Phillips deflected that one, and it came down to Fowles. Off to Hightower. LSU running to the front court. Pass up looking for White is knocked out of bounds by Brooks.
Third block of the night for Portia Phillips, and she's been very active defensively.
Mitchell will leave. Cheney back in. Thomas in. Phillips out. And it'll be Hightower on the inbound out at half court. Left wing over to White. 8:18 to go in the half. At the top to Cheney. Cheney looking around. Left wing to White. Looking underneath. Instead up top, Thomas, who did the hop, skip, and a jump and got called for the travel. Jumped up in the air and didn't dribble. Can't do that. 19-16. LSU by 3. Shea Brooks into the front court. Bounce pass up top to Bowden. Hands off. Actually, it was deflected. Thomas knocked it toward the lane. It was off the Florida player Smith out of bounds. And with that, we will have the official timeout. 7:55 to go in the half. 19-16, Lady Tigers by 3 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Today we salute you, Mr. Fantasy Football Manager Guy. Every year you assemble your closest friends to prepare for another season in the knockdown, drag-out world of make-believe football. 4 inches. Imaginary catches, imaginary touchdowns. Next up, an imaginary score with an imaginary woman.
Good imagination.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, oh Swami of the sidelines. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
We're here with rookie phenom Howard Justin, who holds the record for never dropping a ball ever.
My brother tried to hit me with a football when I was 2. I caught it and I slammed it in his oatmeal.
How do you do it?
I avoid things that drop. That's why I switched to Singular. They have the fewest drop calls of any wireless carrier.
Have you ever dropped anything?
My jaw when I realized my calls stay connected with Singular.
Howard Justin doesn't drop balls or calls.
Singular is now the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Coverage is not available in all areas. The all-over network covers over 273 million people and is growing. Drop calls based on nationwide experience among national carriers.
7:55 left to go in the first half. LSU leads Florida 19-16. No scoring at all in between the play of our last 2 media timeouts.
That's about a little over 2 minutes.
Yeah. It's now time for Ask the Announcer, presented by the Hilton Capital Center in downtown Baton Rouge. Here's today's question from Stacy Moncrief of Leesville. And the question is there an SEC team in the Western Division? Well, actually, there is no Western Division, but we can move past that. Has the chance to beat the Lady Tigers before they head to the SEC tournament. Log on to www.lsusports.net to submit your questions. Well, at least as far as the SEC goes, Florida's given LSU a good challenge here tonight. They got UConn coming up, then at Arkansas, then I think an important stretch when they host Tennessee a week from Monday night, and then go on the road in 2 weeks from tonight and take on Vanderbilt. Yeah. That's going to be an interesting week for LSU women's basketball.
And then they're at Arkansas, so the answer to that question is everybody's got a chance. Without a doubt. And we're here to educate the women's basketball, the only SEC sport that doesn't have a Western and Eastern division. They go 1 through 12. Talk about changing that, but I don't think it's going to happen. White left side, left wing over to Thomas, lobs it down low for Fowles, shot it up over Phillips, too hard and missed it. Mosser gets the rebound. LSU now 9 out of 21 from the floor. Florida 38.9%. Left side, Bowden has it. Looking around, will dribble it toward the lane. Splits defenders, and somebody bailed her out down there. That's LSU's second foul, but she'll get 2. I think Thomas got her.
Well, taking a look at some scores from the SEC. Number 3, Tennessee gets a win at Auburn, 72-62. Also a final, South Carolina wins. They almost doubled their output from what they had against LSU. They scored 74 and beat Arkansas 74-69.
Bowden misses the free throw.
Number 9, Georgia, an early lead over Alabama, 12-4. Kentucky over Ole Miss in the second half, 38-36.
Bowden makes the second. She's a 79% shooter, so she makes 1 out of 2. It's 19-17. LSU not shaking the Gators early. White at the top of the key to Thomas. Thomas looking around, dribbles in and takes the 12-footer. No good. Bowden rebounds. LSU is just not shooting the ball well. They're getting the shots that they're not going in the basket. Brooks in front of the LSU bench. Out to Dotson. Or rather, make that Mosser. Pass is deflected, but is taken baseline to Dotson, who then lobs it and airmails it out of bounds. Was looking for Bowden in front of the LSU bench, and she found people behind the LSU bench. White into the front court, right wing to LeBlanc. The LSU starters in the game right now. Thomas, deep left wing Chaney, lobs it in the lane. Foul, she catches it and scoops it and lays it up and in. There is what LSU should be able to do all night against the smaller Gators. Fowles has 8, it's 21-17. Phillips, right wing over to Bowden. Near the Tiger bench. Between the circles, Mosser. Bounce pass near the left elbow to Dotson. Dribbled it in and then brought it back out to Bowden. Is being chased by a double team up top. Then Thomas backs off. Baseline to Phillips. Phillips spins, kicks it out to Bowden for a 3 that's nowhere near and is taken by Chaney, and the Tigers want to run. Chaney zigzagging through traffic, takes it to the hole and has her shot blocked out of bounds very nicely by Bowden. And then Chaney ran over the Florida player. There was no call either way. Could have been charge or block.
Yeah, it's probably better that it's a no call. And it was an excellent block, an athletic block by Bowden to reach behind Cheney to block it away as Portia Phillips comes in for Ashley Thomas. And Portia did quite well on the defensive end, her first stint in the game. And she also had a couple points, so we'll see if she can keep that up.
White entry pass is tipped, was looking for Fowles. It's stolen by Dotson. Off to Bowden, Florida down 4 into the front court. Left side, Dye. Back left point, Bowden. At the top, Dotson. Now right wing to Brooks. Brooks fires it underneath. Wide open Bowden, but she missed the quick layup. Fowles was in the neighborhood, and sometimes that's all it takes for the player to be intimidated and miss the shot. LSU has it. LeBlanc. Top of the key to Fowles. Right wing to White. White looking. Up top, Phillips. Straightaway 18-footer. It's good. Phillips has 4, and it's 23-17. LSU's lead is 6. I believe that is the biggest margin so far in the game.
And in Phillips' last 3 games, she had a combined 4 points, so she matches that here in the first half.
Bowden trying to hit a cutter in the lane. She does. Dodson has to kick it back out to Bowden on the left wing. Near the point, Brooks. Up top, Phillips. Doesn't launch. Instead, dribbles toward the free throw line. Kicks it left corner, Dodson. Back out to Phillips. Near the left corner to Bowden. 3 to shoot. Bowden kicks it into the corner, and White steals it. White into the front court, ahead to Cheney. Cheney left wing, goes past her man, takes it to the hole, throws it in, and she's fouled. Cheney dribbled from the left wing, got past Dye, threw it in from about 7 off the window, and drew the contact, and will get a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, that play all starts because of Erica White's nice steal along the baseline on the defensive end of the court, her second steal of the night, and was able to look up ahead and saw Cheney wide open down the other end.
Cheney for the 3-point play gets it, and LSU now suddenly leads it by 9, 26-17. The foul was on number 50, Phillips, and that is her second.
7-0 run for LSU.
And ahead by 9, going baseline, Dotson is bumped by Phillips on the way in. Portia Phillips commits her second, so that'll bring Ashley Thomas scrambling off the bench at the 4:49 mark. A little bit of a surprising score in women's ball. Minnesota leading Ohio State 49-39 midway through the second half. Ohio State's only loss was in this building. Inbounds Dodson, misses the layup, but I think Fowles may have fouled her.
Cheney.
See who they got. Either or.
Cheney.
Yeah, it is Cheney, so you are correct. And it will be Dodson to shoot 2. Florida, one thing they do well is shoot free throws, 72%. Dodson at 73%. And she hits it, and that breaks the little LSU run. Dodson's got 5. They've only had 3 people score. Bowden's got 3. Dodson's got 5. Phillips has 10.
But you know what I've been impressed with, and we were talking to the Florida broadcasters before the game, they are very quick, they are very athletic, as they were talking about, and I think they've done a pretty good job rebounding against a much taller LSU team.
Fowles will take a breather. Kristen Morris checks in. Dodson hits the second free throw, and it's 26-21. No, 26-19, I beg your pardon. LeBlanc right wing with 4:38 and counting. Up top, Cheney. Left side, White. Fakes. Back up top, LeBlanc. Fakes the 3. Dribbles in the lane. Pull up 14-footer. Was very short. She might have been fouled. There was no call, and is taken by Dodson. Dodson down the lane. Runner from 10. Bounces in. So here comes Florida right back. They were down 9, now they're down 5. Dodson's got 8.
And there's some of that athleticism there. I mean, she basically took it from the half court and dribbled by a couple LSU players, hit a nice shot in the lane.
White hands to Cheney at the top. Right wing, LeBlanc. Looking to enter, can't. Skips it left wing over to White. Drops it, picks it up. 4 minutes to go in the half. White at the free throw line. Stutter step down the lane. 7-footer off the window and in. White's got 4, and it's 28-21. 3:50 and counting. Dodson at the top. Tigers will play UConn here at 2 o'clock on Sunday. Be here. That's going to be a big one. Bowden, left wing. Heads toward the lane. Whips it underneath to Dodson, who is clubbed before she can shoot it. Probably Morris. Mitchell and Hightower will come back in for LSU after the official break. 28-21, Lady Tigers by 7. We're back for the exciting conclusion of the first half after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Your connection to LSU sporting events is the Tiger Ticket Office, located in the main lobby of the Athletic Administration Building. Advanced ticket sales to all events are available from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, on both a season and single game basis. For complete seating and price information, call the LSU Ticket Office at 225-578-2184 or toll free 1-800-960-8587 and see the Tigers in action whenever you can.
The SEC continues to be one of the nation's top basketball conferences, producing a total of 16 men's and women's teams that earned the right to compete in postseason action last year. Florida captured the 2006 Men's National Championship and was joined in the Final Four by LSU. South Carolina closed out the season by winning its second consecutive NIT crown. 8 women's teams earned a berth in postseason tournaments, including LSU, advancing to its third straight Final Four appearance. SEC basketball, the standard of excellence.
Today's game is brought to you in part by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Whitney National Bank is the title sponsor of the Pokey Chapman Show. Whitney Bank, it takes a Whitney banker. 3:38 left to go in the first half. LSU leading Florida 28-21. And this would be a good time to remind you that the next Pokey Chapman Show is actually going to be on Monday night, not Tuesday night, following the John Brady Show. So Pokey Chapman from Walk-Ons at 8 o'clock on Monday night to recap the big UConn matchup and look ahead to next week's games against at Arkansas. And then, as I mentioned, a week from Monday, the Lady Fowles are in town to take on LSU.
LSU shooting 46%, Florida 38%. LSU still getting out rebounded by 3, 16-13. Fowles 8 points, 7 rebounds. And Dotson will shoot a couple. So Fowles looking to keep her streak of consecutive double-doubles going. Dotson hits the free throw, so she's got 9. And she misses, and Mitchell is in there to get the rebound. 11 straight double-doubles for Big Sil. She is on the bench at the moment. Right wing Mitchell, right corner Hightower. Dribbles it toward the wing. Back up top, Mitchell swings it left side to LeBlanc. LeBlanc up top, Hightower. Straight away doesn't shoot it. Left wing LeBlanc. She will for 3, and it's good. LeBlanc hits her second tray of the night. She's got 8, and it is a 9-point game again, 31-22. Nearing the 3-minute mark of the first half. Smith has her pass thrown back at her by Thomas. It goes into the LSU bench out of bounds. So LeBlanc is the one they're leaving open. She's got 8 points. That's the most she's had in a few games.
Got to go all the way back to that game against Kentucky when she had 13.
Yep. And it hit, I believe, 3 threes in that game.
Yep.
31-22 LSU. Bounce pass is intercepted by Thomas. She saw it coming a mile away. Off to LeBlanc. Tigers want to run. She's down the lane. Is cut off. Hits Morris filling the lane, and Morris lays it in. Well, good job of Morris to run down the lane, and Carolyn Pack wants a timeout. 33-22, LSU by 11 as Morris has her first bucket off the bench. 7 Lady Tigers have scored in the game.
Well, Carolyn Pack starting to see this one slip away a little bit. Would have loved to gone into the locker room down by only single digits. That's still possible, but Patrick, for a team that's 0-9 in SEC play, I've been impressed with Florida. I mean, they have not been intimidated at all by the 7th-ranked Lady Tigers. They've come in here and given LSU a good test so far. I think LSU's overall talent, and now you're starting to see, some of the players that they can go off to the bench with Portia Phillips and, just Kristen Morris hit a shot here. They just got many more weapons than Florida, and it's still only 3 Lady Gators have scored for them so far, while LSU, what'd you say, 7? Yeah, that's right, yeah. 7 of them have scored.
Bowden's got 3, Dotson 9, and Phillips 10. 2:40 to go in the half. Dye working on Mitchell, out between the circles to Bowden. Was going to get a screen up top, but then the screener backed off because she saw the double team. Smith looking around, back way out at long range to Brooks. Brooks is slowly toward the wing on the right side. She'll take about a 28-footer, and it's off the front rim, no good. Rebound offensively. Bowden Out to for a three. It was Dotson who got it out to Bowden. Another offensive board. It's stripped. It's on the floor. And Florida pops out of there with it. Smith to Dotson. Drives the lane. 8-footer off the window and in. Well, they got several shots at it and made one of them count. 33-24. Hightower near the left corner. Back left wing to LeBlanc. LeBlanc up top to Mitchell. To Hightower just to the left of the top of the key. And she traveled, shuffled the feet as she was headed toward the lane. Pokey is going to Sylvia on the bench. She's also grabbing Misha Williams. So LSU's going to go big here. Well, that's the theme of the year. That's what all the shirts say, go big. So Fowles and Misha Williams are coming in. Misha at 6'3".
Pokey's got to be scratching her head at Florida's ability to out-rebound LSU at this time. And in that last trip, Florida just wanted that basketball more than LSU.
Back to the bucket. Dotson kicks it way out at long range to Bowden. Bowden working on Hightower, goes baseline, fadeaway 12-footer short. Hit the side of the rim, kicked over, and Misha Williams got a rebound. That's what she's here for. 33-24. We'll see if LSU can expand it again. Williams at the top. Looking over left side, Hightower. Hightower free throw line. Up top, Williams dribbles in. Wide open jumper. Good. They gave it to Williams just inside the arc. She took a dribble and hit the shot. So she's got a rebound and a bucket, paying immediate dividends. 35-24. Bowden out at long range. We're approaching the 1 minute mark of action. Dotson drives into Fowles, kicks it out to Brooks. A three is no good from in front of the LSU bench. Another offensive board. Dotson the scoop, no good. But I think Fowles hit her on the arm. And she did with 55 seconds to go. I think Pokey will be disappointed in the rebounding because LSU should be obliterating this group on the boards.
Yeah, Florida is last in the SEC in rebounding margin, but they do have two good rebounders in Dotson and Bowden at 5'11", and they're just very athletic. And we've seen Bowden and Dotson, who's at the line, missed the first free throw, just kind of out-jump LSU players and just get to the ball faster than they do, and they really have been killing the Lady Tigers on the board.
Second one is good, so Dotson 4 out of 6, has 12 points, 35-25. Inbounds Williams, meets a double team, calmly gets it back behind her to Hightower, who will bring it toward the front court. Hightower, right wing to Williams, back to Hightower, hands it to LeBlanc, left wing Mitchell, fakes the three, drives it toward the hole. The runner is good from 7 off the glass. Mitchell from the left wing exploded to the hole, saw an opening, and threw it in. Biggest lead is 12, 37-25. There is about 8-second difference between the two clocks. Going baseline, cut off Bowden. Kicks it out to Dye. Over to Brooks, goes right baseline. We lost her down there. I wonder what happened. Somebody fouled her.
Fouled on Misha Williams. Pokey Chapman thought it was all ball. And I know there was a lot of players in my view, but boy, did it look all ball.
Well, we get the big screen up top. She goes to the hole. Oh, boy. Well, yeah, Williams got a lot of ball. The referee thought she got a little bit of wrist also. And Brooks, who is a 77% shooter, will get 2.
Well, they actually gave the foul to LeBlanc.
Oh, okay.
But still.
Free throw is good. Brooks is on the board for the first time. Their leading scorer at 14.6 a game has 1.
Well, I mentioned in the pregame she's been really bothered by a bad knee injury, and she hasn't been scoring much lately.
Second one is also good. 10-point lead. LSU should play for 1 here, you would think. With 22.7, got to get it in bounds against pressure. Into Williams, who's double-teamed, back to Hightower. Up ahead to Mitchell at half court. Oh, my goodness, she lobbed it up ahead to LeBlanc and threw it out of bounds.
Well, Carolyn Peck and the Florida Gators can get that single-digit deficit going into the locker room. Down by 10, 16 seconds left. And the way Florida's been shooting three-pointers, they're not hesitant to do so. I would imagine they'll jack one up here.
Well, here's Brooks, just now getting it into the front court. With 12 and counting. Brooks up top to Dotson. Back to the bucket. Fires it on the baseline. Runner to the hole is good by Bowden. LSU's got to hurry. And they won't even get the pass inbounded. And Florida does cut it under double digits. They get the last 4 of the half. It's LSU 37, Florida 29. We're back from the Maravich Center after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
When we we got married, suddenly we had 2 of everything. 2 dinette sets, 2 dogs.
2 car insurance companies. This is a true story about true savings from State Farm.
We had to get rid of a few things.
What's my chair?
He had State Farm.
And she had the gecko.
His agent helped us compare.
There was no comparison.
This time, one of his things stayed.
Find a State Farm agent today in the real yellow pages from Bell South or visit statefarm.com.
Like a good neighbor,
State Farm is there.
Savings based on home and automobile discount.
Since 1898, Adler's has been one of the South's leading jewelers. Visit their store in the town center to find the world's finest jewelry, watches, china, crystal, silver, gifts, and home decor. And as a proud sponsor of LSU Athletics, Adler's offers a wide range of LSU items perfect for any Tigers fan or LSU graduate. Shop Adler's in the town center Tuesday through Saturday or visit Adler's anytime at adlersjewelry.com.
At Whitney Bank, it takes 2 to tango.
Darling, you take our Whitney Visa credit card, and I'll take our Whitney Visa check card.
And we'll rendezvous later to look at our reward points total.
Only Whitney Bank brings you the Points Plus reward program. 2 cards, 1 points total, faster rewards. Start dancing today. Call 800-681-9015 or log on to whitneybank.com. Whitney Bank. Member FDIC. Normal credit criteria apply.
Short dribble, spots up and shoots the 3. Boom! I think that's gonna do it. The Tigers will advance. Hey, catch the Tigers on Cox Sports Television. CST is the home to all things LSU. Catch all the action from the hardwood and see 5 men's and 5 women's games exclusively on Cox Sports Television. Visit CoxSportsTV.com for a complete game schedule. CST. New look, same great teams.
37-29, LSU has the 8-point lead at halftime. One good thing the Tigers did very well was shoot the ball in the first half, 53% after a couple of performances right at 30% on the road. That is a good sign, but got out-rebounded 19-15. So we'll see about that, but at least LSU showing the ability to score. And even though it's against a Florida team that's been giving up a lot of points, that's encouraging.
Well, sometimes when you're struggling in one category or one area of the game, you kind of give up a little bit on some of the other areas where you're at a strength at. And LSU has been very good defensively, and not too many teams have been able to put up 29 points against LSU in the first half. But you're right, Patrick. It's very encouraging to see them score 37 and to have 9 different players score in this game. Not just relying on Sylvia Fowles. Rashante LeBlanc, 8 points. And then off the bench, you get 4 different players scoring. And that's the kind of offensive output that Pokey Chapman would love to see game in, game out.
Reminder, we will be here Sunday at 2 o'clock, but it's not a league game. This time it is UConn. And UConn has been on a roll of late. They will be here at 2 o'clock. There are still plenty of good tickets left, so we encourage you to get yours and be with us Sunday. Got to get through this one first, though. It's 37-29, LSU by 8. Don Molino joins us from the studio after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
The SEC hopes to build on one of its most successful seasons in men's basketball history, as the 2005-2006 campaign was highlighted by Florida's national championship, LSU's run to the Final Four, and South Carolina's second straight NIT title. Since 2001, all 12 SEC schools have participated in the NCAA men's basketball tournament at least once. The SEC is also the only conference to have all of its members ranked in the AP Top 25 for at least 1 week since the 2000 season. SEC basketball, the standard of excellence.
LSU has won more than 40 national sports championships and more than 100 Southeastern Conference titles, making it one of the hottest athletic scenes in the nation. But there's more to LSU than athletics. Did you know that Newsweek ranked LSU one of the nation's 12 hottest campuses, noting its diversity? LSU has students from all 50 states and over 100 countries. LSU has a great game plan on and off the field. Hey, Tiger fans, show your Tiger pride and keep LSU beautiful on game day. Here are 4 easy ways you can help. Mike likes a clean yard, so be sure to use the LSU trash bags and litter cans. Save our oak trees. Don't park on the roots. Keep our families safe. Leave glass at home. And put your aluminum cans in the LSU recycling bins. LSU is a leader in game day recycling efforts. Let's all work together to keep LSU beautiful.
Thanks, Tiger fans.
The Southeastern Conference represents the best in intercollegiate athletics. Last year, the SEC produced 6 national champions and finished in the Final Four in 14 of 20 sports finishes, while sending 159 league teams to postseason competition. In addition, 460 SEC student athletes earned first-team All-America honors, and 71 young men and women were crowned individual national champions. The Southeastern Conference, equipping tomorrow's leaders today.
Good evening, I'm Don Molino on the LSU Sports Radio Network, where at halftime the LSU Lady Tigers leading Florida 37-29. A couple of finals to report tonight in Southeastern Conference women's basketball. Number 3 Tennessee 72, Auburn 62, South Carolina over Arkansas 74-69. With 8 minutes left in the second half, Kentucky is leading Ole Miss 44-39. At halftime is Mississippi State 43, Savannah State 23. With about 7.5 minutes left in the first half, number 12 Georgia 33, Alabama 18. In top 25 college basketball action tonight, the final, number 9 George Washington over Duquesne 76-46. Number 6 Maryland beat Virginia Tech 78-59. Number 1 Duke squeaked by number 2 North Carolina 64-53. With 8.5 minutes left in the second half, number 24 Michigan State 44, Northwestern 30. With 9:22 left in the second half, Minnesota is leading number 5 Ohio State 55-48. And with 17 minutes left in the second half, Arizona State trailing Oregon. Number 8 Arizona State is trailing Oregon 21-28. Later on tonight, Washington State visits number 11 Stanford, and Washington visits number 20 California. Some other finals to report tonight in women's college basketball. Georgia State 61, North Carolina Wilmington 57. Murray State 75, Eastern Kentucky 62. It was Old Dominion beating Northeastern 89-75. North Carolina State over Clemson 65-52. Denver 61, Arkansas Little Rock 47. Miami beat Wake Forest 77-51. Charlotte 78, Fordham 46. Xavier over St. Joseph 85-72. Texas A&M Corpus Christi beat Nicholls State 66-61. And at the halftime, Texas Arlington 35, Lamar 22. Also at the half, Louisiana Tech and San Jose State tied up 21-all. At halftime, Texas State University 36, McNeese State 23. Also at halftime, Northwestern 31, Sam Houston State 38. And at halftime, Southeastern Louisiana is leading Texas San Antonio 28-19. Once again at halftime, LSU 37, Florida 29. Jeff Palermo is back in 2 minutes on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
The SEC continues to be one of the nation's top basketball conferences, producing a total of 16 men's and women's teams that earned the right to compete in postseason action last year. Florida captured the 2006 men's national championship and was joined in the Final Four by LSU. South Carolina closed out the season by winning its second consecutive NIT crown. 8 women's teams earned a berth in postseason tournaments, including LSU, advancing to its 3rd straight Final Four appearance. SEC basketball, the standard of excellence.
Aaron Meredith made the world's highest student score on the Certified Internal Auditor exam.
Jacob Landry is the recipient of the prestigious Harry S. Truman Scholarship.
Lisette Oropesa is a national winner of the Metropolitan Opera Competition.
Amaka Agachukwu was awarded the preeminent Goldwater Scholarship.
Tam Nguyen participated in research funded by the Howard Hughes Medical Institute.
LSU. Mind power. At work for you.
Your connection to LSU sporting events is the Tiger Ticket Office, located in the main lobby of the Athletic Administration Building. Advanced ticket sales to all events are available from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, on both a season and single game basis. For complete seating and price information, call the LSU Ticket Office at 225-578-2184 or toll free 1-800-960-8587 and see the Tigers in action whenever you can.
Peter Chen is developing cybersecurity methods to help track terrorists and other criminals.
Nathan Call is discovering innovative new ways to teach autistic children.
Nina Lamb combines technology and geography to study problems ranging from cancer to AIDS.
Erno Sejo is finding ways to protect humans from inhaled threats like anthrax or SARS.
Jorge Aravena and Kim and Joe are developing computer systems for safer airplanes.
LSU. Mind power. At work for you.
It's the Our Lady of the Lake halftime show. I'm Jeff Palermo, courtside at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, where LSU leads Florida 37-29. Walk-Ons wants to invite all our future Tigers to Kids Day every Tuesday. That's right, kids eat free every Tuesday all day. And bring a pen. You never know who you might see for an autograph. Accident or illness can affect your child at any time, day or night. And the area's only 24-hour, 7-day pediatric emergency room is at the hospital you count on, Our Lady of the Lake. Well, the Lady Tigers shot 53% in that first half. Sylvia Fowles had 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting, 7 rebounds, 6 of them on the defensive end. Rashante LeBlanc hit 2 3-pointers and also finishes with 8 points and 3 assists. Also scoring for LSU, Ashley Thomas, 4 points and 2 steals. Erica White had 4 points as well to go along with 2 steals and an assist. Portia Phillips came off the bench, scored 4 points and had 3 blocked shots. Kiana Chaney had 3 points on a 3-point play. Kalila Mitchell had 2 points. Amisha Williams had 2 points and a rebound, and Kristen Morris had 2 points. So 10 LSU players played in that first half, 9 of them scoring. Allison Hightower, the lone Lady Tiger, who was not able to score. LSU shot 40% from 3-point territory, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. For Florida, they shot 37% in the first half, 2 of 9 from 3-point territory, and 7 of 10 from the free throw line. Marsha Dotson leads them in scoring as she had 12 points, 6 rebounds, and had 3 turnovers. Brianna Phillips hit a couple 3-pointers off the bench, and she is the second leading scorer for Florida, as she has 10 points and a rebound in 13 minutes of action. Dupree Bowden had 5 points, 4 rebounds on 2 of 9 shooting, and Shea Brooks, the leading scorer for Florida, 0 for 4 from the floor and had 2 points in the first half. So just 4 players scoring for Florida compared to the 9 for LSU. Lady Tigers dominating the points in the paint, 22-10, but LSU getting out-rebounded in this game, 19-15. Florida has also turned it over 9 times compared to LSU 6. LSU has 9 assists, while Florida just has 6. Points off turnovers, LSU 14, Florida 7. And second chance points, this is an interesting stat here, Florida 7, LSU 4. Again, the halftime score, 37-29. Let's take 10 seconds for a station ID on the LSU Sports Radio Network. When we come back on the LSU Sports Radio Network, we'll have the second half as LSU leads Florida 37-29. You're listening to Lady Tiger Hoops on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Today we salute you, Mr. Halftime Shooting Contest contestant. For the promise of free t-shirts or a year's supply of socks, you take to the court ready to put on a clinic in abject humiliation.
Take them to school, yeah.
You keenly sense how much the crowd yearns for your failure, and you deliver.
From downtown, yeah.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, Admiral of the Airball.
Mr. Halftime
Bud Light beer at Isaac St. Louis, Missouri.
At Whitney Bank, it takes 2 to tango.
Darling, you take our Whitney Visa credit card, and I'll take our Whitney Visa check card.
And we'll rendezvous later to look at our reward points total.
Only Whitney Bank brings you the Points Plus reward program. 2 cards, 1 points total, faster rewards. Start dancing today. Call 800-681-9015 or log on to whitneybank.com. Whitney Bank. Member FDIC. Normal credit criteria apply.
Hello?
Sweetheart, I'm on my way home and I have a gift for you.
A gift for me? What is it?
A gift for you from the Louisiana Lottery. Over $2 million in cash prizes.
But why is the lottery giving me a gift?
You know, it's a gift for you from me from the lottery.
What?
It's fun to give a gift for you. The new $2 scratch-off from the Louisiana Lottery. Over $2 million in cash prizes. And listen to this. You could win up to $10,000. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
We're here with rookie phenom Howard Justin, who holds the record for never dropping a ball ever.
My brother tried to hit me with a football when I was 2. I caught it and I slammed it in his oatmeal.
How do you do it?
I avoid things that drop. That's why I switched to Singular. They have the fewest drop calls of any wireless carrier.
Have you ever dropped anything?
My jaw when I realized my calls stay connected with Singular.
Howard Justin doesn't drop balls or calls.
Singular is now the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Coverage is not available in all areas. The all-over network covers over 273 million people and is growing. Drop calls based on nationwide experience among national carriers.
37-29, LSU by 8. It'll be Florida basketball as we start the second half. They will go down to our right. And LSU starting 5 intact. Florida's got it. Looks like Kentucky's going to beat Ole Miss. They're up 8 with about a minute to go. So if LSU wins, they are by themselves in second place. Pass up top for Smith was too hard, and it hit her hand and rolled out of bounds on the baseline. Nobody was there. So LSU gets the Florida turnover to start the half. So that was a good start. See if LSU can convert it. That was turnover number 10 for the Gators. Erica White into the LSU front court to our left. White, left wing to LeBlanc, lobs it down for Fowles. Fowles lays it in. See, that when you're that much bigger than everybody, that's probably what you should be attempting to do a lot of.
Well, Sylvia showed some good footwork there, too, spinning on her pivot foot to break clear of the defenders and get away from the double team and lay it up.
White fell down, so Brooks will take a 30-footer from straight away. It hit the back iron, but Bowden chases it down in the corner. Then LeBlanc went after it, knocked it away from her, threw it out off of her. But they're going to say it's Florida ball. LeBlanc must have been on the sideline when she threw it off the Florida player. But White fell down at the top of the key. Brooks was near the L in LSU, which is a good 30 feet from the bucket.
Yeah, she was in Donaldsonville when she fired that.
But her shot was a little bit short. She'd have shot it from Bruley. She might have been all right. Dotson to the hole, has it knocked away. It is tipped way out, and they've got it back. Bowden threw it to the near side. Thomas knocked that one away. So the LSU hands are everywhere except around the basketball. They're knocking it away, but they can't grab it.
Thomas was like that cornerback that has that interception on the flat and just watches it go through her hands.
15 to shoot. We've played a minute and a half. It's 39-29 LSU. On the right block, Dotson dribbles toward the lane, kicks it out to Dye for 3, and she drained it. That was, I believe, her first shot of the night.
Yeah, it was. And she is a good three-point shooter, 33%.
Yep, that was her 34th of the year, 39-32, only a 7-point lead. LeBlanc fell down, picked up the ball on the left wing, lobs it up top, Chaney. Well, LSU did well to come out of that. Chaney back to LeBlanc, left wing. Back to White, inside the arc, over right corner Thomas, 17-footer is good. So Thomas has 6. And LSU will pressure a little bit. It's 41-32. Little token pressure. Bowden dribbles left of the last. Dotson, I beg your pardon. Back out on the left wing to Dye. Out between the circles, Brooks. Brooks with her back to the bucket, pass to Dotson. Turns, shoots from the free throw line, and hit it. Dotson has 14, and it's 41-34. White gets a Thomas screen, goes to the free throw line, then back to Thomas, right side for a 12-footer. That one's too strong. Rebound is knocked around, and an LSU foul. Fowles, I think, pummeled somebody.
And there's a Florida player down on the ground. I think it's Dotson, who really took a hard fall, and it is.
That was Thomas. I apologize for that. Thomas picks up her second. And down by 7. Florida has the ball. Leaving is Shariel Smith. Coming back in is Brianna Phillips. She was instant offense in the first half with 10 points.
You know what hasn't happened in this game is that LSU run where they just dominate for 4 minutes.
Yeah, they need one of those. Ahead by 7. Again, Dotson back to the bucket at the right elbow, left elbow. Gets it out to Bowden toward the right wing. Gets a screen. LSU was going to double it, then backed off. Left wing to Brooks. Left baseline. Phillips, a 3. Is short, no good. Rebound long out to LeBlanc. It's 2-on-4, so LeBlanc's going to hold up, and they'll set the offense. Erica White, right point. At the top, Thomas. 16-footer straight away. It's back iron. Hits the top of the board and comes down to Bowden. Good look. Didn't go. Bowden hits Phillips, and Fowles blocks the shot out of bounds. Phillips sure thought she had an open layup there for a little while, didn't she?
Well, she really didn't go up strong to the glass. I mean, she kind of just threw it up there thinking it was going to hit the backboard and go in. And
Instead, it hit the floor very hard after Fowles' hand was on it. Florida down 7, a big possession for them. Dye dumps it down low to Phillips, who then kicks it over in the corner to Bowden. Drives in the lane, double clutch shot from 5 is no good, and Fowles grabs the rebound. Off to White. Tigers a 2-on-3. White's going to zigzag and head over toward the right wing. Saw nothing to penetrate on, so brought it back out. Top of the key, LeBlanc, as they reverse it. Left side, Hightower lobs it down to Fowles, who is being mugged.
Yeah.
And Phillips or Dye or whoever.
Florida was coming from every angle trying to, 1, prevent the post pass to Sylvia, and 2, make sure she didn't go up with the shot.
Kentucky beats Ole Miss tonight 69-61. So Ole Miss now has 3 losses. That was a huge win for Kentucky. White, an 18-footer, is good from the right side. So White decided to shoot one, and she got it. It's 43-34. Kentucky 5-5 in the league, and they beat a high RPI team on the road. That they needed that. So LSU win puts them alone in second place in the league. Bowden at the top to Dye. Left side over to Dotson. Back up top to Bowden, who goes left wing. 8 to shoot. Fired it down low. Dotson turns. 5-footer back iron. Fowles, rebounds. That'll put her right at a double-double again. To White. Tigers looking for double figures again on the lead. Up top, Fowles. Right wing to LeBlanc. Lobs it for Fowles. She catches it. His double team dribbles. Powers it up. No good. But she is fouled underneath and will get 2. The foul is on 50. That's Phillips, and that is her 3rd foul. First, however, a timeout. 43-34. The Lady Tigers by 9 here on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
The Southeastern Conference Education Initiative has impacted more than 2 million elementary and middle school students. Utilizing the SEC mascots, this interactive web-based program teaches math and language, as well as motivates students, improves test scores, and inspires an interest in higher education. Now, in its 5th year, this valuable resource features challenging content enhanced by 3D gameplay graphics. For more information, visit secsports.com or learningthroughsports.com.
Aaron Meredith made the world's highest student score on the Certified Internal Auditor exam.
Jacob Landry is the recipient of the prestigious Harry S. Truman Scholarship.
Lisette Oropesa is the national winner of the Metropolitan Opera competition.
Amaka Agachukwu was awarded the preeminent Goldwater Scholarship.
Tam Nguyen participated in research funded by the Howard Hughes Medical Institute.
LSU. Mind power. At work for you.
Fighting Tigers, propane isn't just for tailgating. You can keep that good food coming with propane-fueled cooktops. They give you greater temperature control and cook more evenly than electronic cooktops.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you learn something every day, Patrick. To find out more, visit www.louisianapropane.com. And hey, travel buffs, are you planning your next vacation? Better make Delta.com your first stop on your trip. Delta is now flying to even more places around the globe, and the choices are almost endless. Visit Delta.com today for our lowest fares guaranteed.
Official crowd tonight, 5,386. They've seen LSU shoot 54%. That is a welcome sight. Florida, 34%. That's a little more like it. 23-18, though, Florida out-rebounding LSU in second chance points. Florida 10. LSU 4, that is what has kept them within reach in this contest. However, Fowles will have a chance to put it back to double figures again. She was 0 for 1 in the first half. Fowles at 62% for the year.
Well, LSU a 9-point lead, 15:49 left to go, and I really don't want to see that lead get any smaller than 7, because then you start to get a little worried. I mean, Florida's a desperate team still looking for that first SEC win.
Yep. Fowles will make the free throw, so she has 11. Oh, by the way, Fowles needs one more rebound, so she's got 11 points, 9 rebounds to get another double-double. Second one, back iron, no good, and it's rebounded by Bowden. So Fowles 1 out of 3 at the stripe. And Fowles with those 10 straight double-doubles coming in. Bowden, bounce pass down low. Dotson takes it to the hole, and Fowles blocks her shot. Rebounded by White. White through traffic. Backs up. to Hightower, left wing, lobs it up for Fowles, catches it deep, turns, flips it up, and missed it off the iron. But it's tipped out, and Hightower has it. To White, back at the point, back to Hightower. Easy 12-footer is good on the left baseline. And Hightower is on the board, and the lead has matched its biggest margin at 12 at the 15-10 mark. Pass is tipped by White, out of bounds into the sideline.
Credit Ashley Thomas for keeping that last offensive possession alive for LSU. When Fowles missed the shot in the post, she was the one that tipped it out to Allison Hightower, who eventually hit her first 2 points of the night.
And that's what Allison Thomas does. Those don't show up on the box score, but the coaches notice it, and that's why they love her as much as they do. Bowden, left wing, looking, finally dribbles it out to Dye near half court. Right wing to Dotson. Backhands off to Bowden, going toward the right wing. LeBlanc matches up. Bowden shoots it over her, missed it from about 17. Dotson tried to rebound, saved it in bounds, but it was off of Smith, and LSU will get it at the 14-44 mark.
Well, you're starting to feel maybe we're going to get that run we were looking for, Patrick. So far, Lady Tigers have scored the last 5 points in this game.
Yep, it was 7. Hightower free throw line pass from White. Jumper way too strong, but Thomas rebounds. Out to White at long range, so they'll do it again. White, right wing to Thomas. Thomas at the top to White. Left wing now on the reverse to LeBlanc. Fakes and then takes the three, and she rattled it home. LeBlanc's got 3 of those tonight. 11 points in the game, and the lead has gone to 15. 49-34.
LSU hasn't had too many second chance opportunities. Again, it was Ashley Thomas, the offensive rebound, kept the possession alive, and LSU hits the big 3.
Dotson back behind her to Smith. We'll see Phillips come into the game. Dye guarded by Hightower. Up top, Bowden. Right side near the corner. Thomas is eyeballing Dotson. Or rather, Smith, who lobbed it in for Dotson, but it's knocked out of bounds by Fowles. There are exactly 2 seconds to shoot. So Florida's got to be aware of that and then do something about it. Thomas will leave to applause. Phillips will come in. Portia Phillips for LSU. 2 to shoot. Dye looking to inbound, gets it in. It's tipped. Dye got it back and then airballed it from 10, and LSU will get it back. So the inbound was tipped. It was kind of funny how Dye inbounded it. It was tipped and then just went right to where she came in, but then forced the shot and missed it. Maybe this is the LSU run. They've scored 8 in a row. White gets a Phillips screen to the free throw line to LeBlanc. Left corner, Hightower, a 3. Oh, it hit the top of the glass. Somebody might have got a tiny piece of that and changed the direction. Florida's got it the other way. Bowden, right corner, lobs it to Dye. A long 3 is an air ball. That was the 25-footer that went about 20 and a half.
And I thought someone got a piece of that one.
Well, the Florida bench is saying that. It was Hightower who got out on her. I don't think she got it.
I saw the rotation change there a little bit.
All right, well, I'm glad you don't have a say in this. And LSU gets it back. Fowles will take a breather. Morris is in. Phillips at the top. Right wing LeBlanc. Right corner Hightower. Hightower dribbles toward the lane. Fires it to White. Left corner. Fakes. Dribbles baseline. Kicks it back out to Phillips. It's deflected out toward half court. Phillips has it off to LeBlanc. 13 minutes to go. LeBlanc down the lane. Had it slip out of her hand. And then Hightower had it. And then it fell. And Hightower lost it. And it fell into the lap of LeBlanc on the floor, who then was called for the travel. That was a bizarre sequence. LeBlanc drove in. I guess the ball must have slipped out of her hand, and then she fell down, and then later caught it and was laying there. I don't know.
Well, the last 4 offensive possessions
she's out of bounds, too.
We've had a shot clock violation, an air ball by Florida. LSU had a shot hitting the top of the backboard from a shot from the corner. So
it's not going to make one of those offensive highlight videos. Smith lobs it down underneath, and it's stolen. White has it. Her pass is deflected out of bounds. LSU will get it back. It went clear over the head of its intended receiver. Phillips will come back in for them, and leaving will be Smith.
I think what you're seeing here is LSU feeling that they're about a couple more trips from putting this game away, and Florida just trying to survive at this point.
White, right wing, a 15-point LSU lead. Up top, Hightower fakes, dribbles in the lane, running, left-handed floater. It rimmed out from 8. How many of those are LSU going to have?
Especially Hightower.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a little floater on the lane. That's one of her patented shots, but didn't happen. Mosser, who's back in for them. Pass in the corner to Bowden. LSU by 15. Mosser fakes a three. Up to Phillips. She'll take it over Morris. No good. Phillips for LSU gets the rebound. So Brianna Phillips missed the three for them. And LSU by 15. We're at the 12-minute mark. LeBlanc, left baseline. Hightower will fire a 10-footer, and that one's good. So give LeBlanc the assist. Give Hightower the bucket. She's got 4, and the lead is 17. It's a 10-0 LSU run finally. Mosser between the circles. Phillips, right wing to Brooks. Right baseline, Bowden. Fade away from 18 is good. So that breaks the LSU run. Bowden's got 7. 51-36. Kiana Chaney will come in for the first time in a while. Hightower, right corner, threw it over the head of Morris, and it's stolen in the lane by Bowden. Up ahead to Brooks. Brooks goes to the right baseline. Kicks it free throw line, going toward the hole Dodson, and she is tied up, and it'll go to LSU. Hightower did a good job to get the hand in there. And Chaney will come in after the break. 51-36, Lady Tigers by 15 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
89 years of making hardworking trucks has taught us a valuable lesson. Only the strong survive. Introducing the all-new Chevy Silverado, packing an available 315 horsepower V8 strapped inside our strongest frame ever. The 2007 Silverado from Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Our country, our truck. Dependability based on longevity. 1981 through July 2006 full-line light-duty truck company registration. Excludes other GM divisions. See dealer for details. See your Super Chevy dealer today.
WSF News now takes you to Dan the Man Trooper, who's out walking the streets.
Thanks, guys. I'm out here asking everyone who walks by about car insurance and what company they go to for great service and low rates. Well, the overwhelming response has been State Farm. That's because State Farm gives more discounts to more drivers than any other insurance company. So if you want great service at a great price, get State Farm. Reporting for WSF, I'm Dan the Man Trooper. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Find a State Farm agent in the Bell South Yellow Pages.
11:19 left to go in this one. LSU has opened up a 15-point lead. They laid it over Florida 51-36. Go Tigers, go Louisiana business. Go to louisianaforward.com/roll to register your business to win a season-long 2007 LSU football corporate sponsorship presented by Louisiana Economic Development. Go to louisianaforward.com/roll today and tell us how you're moving Louisiana forward. And Campus Federal Credit Union is a proud supporter of LSU basketball. And don't miss your chance to shoot for $10,000 when the men's team takes on Mississippi State on February 17th. To register, visit any Campus Federal location or the Campus Federal table in the Midway of Memories quadrant. And the men, I should say, will be back here at the PMAC on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock against Arkansas.
Full court pressure, LSU basketball. They got to go length of the court. Phillips double team, lost it, got it back, and then threw it away on a bounce pass. It was stolen by Bowden, so the pressure forces LSU's 8th turnover. Mosser out between the circles. Her pass is knocked away and intercepted by White. White dishes to Chaney, who lays it up and in from the left side. White to Chaney. Chaney's got 5, and it's 53-36. LSU has outscored them 16-7 since halftime and are starting to ease away. Bowden at the top of the key to Dodson. And she is fouled by Portia Phillips on the way in. That'll be her 3rd.
Erica White's played really well tonight, Patrick. She's started a few fast breaks in there. Just an excellent dish to Kiana Chaney, who was wide open on a 2-on-1 fast break.
That was White's 5th assist of the night. And she's also 3 of 3 from the floor and has only 1 turnover to go with now 4 steals. So it has been a good night for White running the team. 10:35 and counting. LSU by 17. Mosser, right wing, bounce pass to Dotson, back to the bucket at the elbow. Bounce pass down low, layup no good, but Phillips has committed her 4th foul as Bowden couldn't get it to go, and that's going to send Pokey down the bench looking for Ashley Thomas, and she found her.
Well, Florida's offense has a lot of backdoor cuts and screens, and they've had some opportunities tonight where they've had players open underneath in the basket. They've done a nice job. They got, their 2 5'11" players in Bowden and Dotson setting screens, and some of the perimeter players going behind underneath the basket as Bowden hits the free throw there. As Thomas comes in and Phillips leaves.
Now Phillips, even with the fouls, has 3 blocked shots in the game. Bowden hits both free throws, has 9 points. Not sure how Florida was able to recruit a kid named Bowden in any sport, but managed, apparently they welcome her. She's a good player. Cheney, right corner, out to LeBlanc. Up top, Thomas dribbles it toward the elbow, pulls up for a 12-footer. That is off the back iron, and it's taken by Bowden. Thomas, 3 of 9 from the floor. Right at the 10-minute mark, and LSU leads at 53-38. Dotson lost the dribble. Outside the lane, picked it up. Right wing to Bowden. A long 3 is good. And here they come again. That's 5 in a row. And it is a 53-41 game. Cheney into the front court to LeBlanc. LeBlanc, wing left side, back out to Cheney near the top of the key. Cheney right side over to White. White, top of the key, Thomas. Left side to LeBlanc. Looks to enter to Fowles. Does. Fowles back out up top to Cheney. Has to chase it down near half court. To White. Goes baseline. A runner from 4. Left it short. White, though, tipped it out, and Cheney's got it. Long 3 for Cheney. It was short, no good. Didn't get the bounce over the rim, and it's rebounded by Dotson. So Florida can get right back in there. They were down 17. They're now down 12 and have the ball. Dribbling Bowden is cut off. Lobs it underneath, and that was an easy steal for Thomas. That pass had no chance. LeBlanc ahead to White. To Thomas, free throw line jumper, good. So in rhythm, Thomas hits that shot. She's got 8, and it's a 14-point game. And we're going to have a timeout to Florida. We'll take it with them. 8:49 to go. LSU 55, Florida 41 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Today we salute you, Mr. Enormous SUV driver. Your mammoth machine strikes the perfect balance between the towing capacity of a tractor-trailer and the sleek styling of a tractor-trailer.
Keep on trucking.
You've got a tough choice to make. Fill up the tank or relieve the national debt.
Fill her up.
So truck on home and grab a Bud Light Enormous SUV guy.
Mr. Enormous SUV driver.
Bud Light beer at Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Can I help you?
Yes, hi. Is this where I auditioned to be a Tigers dancer?
You want to join the dance team?
Well, I'm a huge fan of the Tigers. I know everything about the team thanks to VCast from Verizon Wireless, which lets me get game highlights on my cell phone. The only thing I haven't experienced is being on the dance team.
But you're a guy.
Well, I can dance. Kick, turn, hips, jazz hands. No?
Verizon Wireless, the official wireless provider of the LSU Tigers. Call 1-800-2JOIN-IN. VCast phone coverage and $15 a month VPAC subscription required.
8:49 left to go in this one. LSU up by 14 over Florida, 55-41. Taking a look at some other scores brought to you by Cox Sports Television, your home for LSU athletics. Number 4, Ohio State escaped Minneapolis with a 70-67 win over Minnesota. In case you missed it earlier, number 1 Duke, they defeat number 2 North Carolina 64-53. And in the SEC tonight, number 3 Tennessee defeated Auburn 72-62. Kentucky goes on the road and beats Ole Miss in Oxford 69-61. South Carolina knocks off Arkansas on the road 74-69. And number 9 Georgia has a huge lead over Alabama 55-22. Mississippi State defeated Savannah State in a non-conference game, but you throw out the Mississippi State game, every road team won, but looks like that trend will stop here at the PMAC, where LSU is about ready to win, their 43rd in a row?
We hope. 14-point game, Florida still kicking. If LSU wins, they're 8-2. Ole Miss and Georgia are 7-3. Vandy 6-3. Tennessee improved to 9-0. Still work left to be done here. 15 to shoot. Brooks into the front court. Mosser, right wing to Dotson. Spins in the lane and dishes it back out, but it is deflected. Bowden chases it down on the wing. 6 to shoot. Bowden goes baseline to the hole and laid it up and in over Thomas. So Bowden's got 14-9 in the second half, but Cheney beats everybody down the floor and lays it up and in. And it's 57-43. 14-point lead again, so Florida fell asleep at the wheel that time. Phillips for them, left wing, over to Bowden, guarded by LeBlanc. Pass back up top to Mosser. They give up 78 points a game in conference play, does Florida. Bowden a three. Right wing is good over LeBlanc. Boy, she is now feeling it in a big way. She has 17 points. And it's 57-46. Bowden a couple of threes. Again, a baseball pass ahead to LeBlanc, who missed the layup. But Brianna Phillips fouls her, and that is her fourth. And at the 7:37 mark, we will have the official timeout. Kalila Mitchell will come in for LSU, and we'll have free throws by LeBlanc when we come back. Tigers by 11. 7:37 to go on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Today we salute you, Mr. Really Big Golf Club Maker. You gave golfers what we really need. A sweet spot the size of a compact car.
Sweet like candy.
Thanks to you, we're no longer slicing the ball 200 yards into the woods. We're slicing it 300 yards into the woods. So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh Titan of the Titanium.
Mr. Really Big Golf Club Maker.
Bud Light beer at Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, there's nothing like that new car insurance smell.
Wouldn't it be great if you could test drive car insurance? Well, maybe you can.
And look how great it handles around those hairpin turns in your budget.
Check out the company 40 million other drivers trust, State Farm. No one gives more discounts to more drivers or takes better care of you. So call an agent today and kick our tires. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Find a State Farm agent in the Real Yellow Pages from Bell South.
7:37 left to go. LSU up by 11, 57-46 over Florida. Meet the all-new 2007 Silverado. No other truck delivers a better combination of power and efficiency. It's both the 2007 Motor Trend Truck of the Year and the North American International Auto Show Truck of the Year. See it for yourself at your local Super Chevy dealer.
At your who?
Super Bowl Super Chevy dealer. 11-point lead for LSU. Sylvia Fowles has 11, and then for Florida, it's Dupree Bowden who has 17. And in fact, in her last 4 games, she's averaging 17 points a game, and she's put on quite a show here in the second half, scoring most of those points in the second half.
Florida still out rebounding LSU 29-25. LSU 51%. They have been there basically all game. Florida 36%. LeBlanc to shoot 2 free throws. She's pretty good, 73%. So she missed the first one, which is typically what tends to happen. LeBlanc with 11 points in the game. That is the LSU lead, coincidentally. Second one is no good. Thomas had it, but it's taken by the Gators. Smith got in there and got it. So LeBlanc missed 2. Florida can get it back under double digits. LSU led by 17 at the 12-minute mark. Bowden, right corner to Brooks, who is field goalless in the game. Up top to Dotson, dribbles around Fowles toward the hole, scoops it up, and it rolled and almost went in. Fowles did commit the foul, I think. May not have been Fowles. Yeah, it was Fowles. Never mind. Well, that was almost a 3-point play, but Dodson did an underhand scoop, and Fowles hacked her on the arm, and that one almost went in. Dodson 4 out of 6 at the line, has 14 points, makes the free throw. This one not done yet. Mitchell is in, LeBlanc is out.
And a big reason why it's not done yet has been the play of Bowden and Dotson. They have really carried Florida in this game.
Well, second one is good. Gators doing a good job of getting to the line in this game, as they have 10 out of 13. It's 57-48. The lead is 9. Mitchell out between the circles. Florida on a little bit of a run here. At the top, Thomas. Down low to Fowles, lobs it back to Mitchell, right wing. Back up to Chaney, lobs it back in again to Fowles. Triple team. Out to Thomas, left side White, 18-footer. Good. That's good ball movement. If 3 players are on Fowles, somebody is open if she kicks it out and they reverse the ball. And that's what happened, and White buried the wide open jumper. And the lead is back to 11, 59-48. White chasing Brooks. Brooks back pass at the top to Dodson. Fakes, tries to dribble, and White picked her pocket. Took it away from her 2-on-1. White's going to push it to the hole, lay it up. No. Fowles made the putback, but White was fouled on the shot. So the Fowles bucket won't count, but White will get 2 free throws.
And White is just, I mentioned it, I think, earlier in the second half. She's just had an all-around game. I mean, she's done it on the defensive end. She's had a couple steals in this game. More than a couple. I think she's got 3 now.
Actually, we'll go up to 5.
5, yeah. So, and then she's done it on the offensive end, giving them some sort of another threat from the outside as she hits the first free throw. And really, White and LeBlanc have both played a good game. LeBlanc already over double figures in scoring. White can do it with this free throw.
Didn't get it, though. Missed it short, but the rebound was tipped out, and Erica White went in and got it. And White has it. LSU by 12 with the ball. Cheney lobs it down for Fowles. Catches and couldn't lay it in. Got it back. Laid it up. Couldn't get it in. Got it back. Laid it up. Couldn't get it in. Rebound is tipped. Dodson's got it. The crowd behind us is about to go out on the court and blow the whistle themselves. And then we've got Bowden, who is touched, coming down the other end, and she is called for the foul, and the crowd is up in arms.
Well, it is hard to imagine that Sylvia, with as many bodies that were on her, that nobody fouled her in that sequence of missed shots, offensive rebound, missed shot, offensive rebound.
Well, that got her to a double-double anyway. Inbound a long 3, and it's good by Bowden from way downtown. That puts her at 20 points, and all of a sudden the lead's back to 9 again. So that was a 5-point swing there. The 2 that LSU should have gotten somehow, and then the 3 they did get, 60-51. Left side White waits for help. Up top Thomas. Right wing to Mitchell. Back to Cheney. Long 3 from the left point is good. So LSU answers back. Cheney's got 10, so she's in double figures. Fowles 11. LeBlanc 11. White with 9, Thomas with 8, so balanced scoring. It's a 12-point lead. Cheney's first 3 of the night. At the top, Brooks has it. White eyeballing her. Brooks tries to go around her, can't. Gets it back out to Bowden. Bowden working on Mitchell. Pass in the corner to Dodson, who penetrates. 8-footer, glass rim, no good. Got it back, put it up, Fowles blocked it. Rebound tipped out, Thomas has got it. Tigers have numbers 3-on-1. Thomas to White, who has to go toward the lane. Kick it back to Cheney. 3 ball from the corner, no good, too strong. Brooks gets the rebound. Thomas, I think, hit the wrong player on that 3-on-1. She got it to White, who was a little further away from the bucket, but alas, Thomas is not a point guard. 12-point lead in the lane. Dodson has it knocked away. Cheney got that one. Off to Mitchell. Ahead Cheney. To the hole. Cheney lays it up and in. So Cheney with 12. And Carolyn Peck wants another 30-second timeout. And LSU's back ahead by 14. 65-51.
You know, Patrick, I really didn't know what to expect coming into this game. You know, Florida's 0-9, you know, really struggling this year. LSU coming off a tough road trip. Going to be taking on UConn, the number 5-4 team in the country, depending on what poll you look at. And you're wondering if LSU is maybe looking ahead, but this has been a really entertaining game. I mean, Florida is giving it all. Dupree Bowden and Marche Dodson are 2 solid players for them that are going to be back next year. Dodson, only a sophomore. And LSU, it's just been a well-balanced attack. They got 65 points, and I would imagine 65 points is kind of the magic number that this team needs to get every night offensively. You know the defense is going to be there, but if they can score 65 points, they're going to be very tough to beat.
And Florida's only got 51 right now. There's 4:33 to go in the game, so we are starting to wind down toward the end. Brooks over across the way to Bowden into the front court, guarded by Mitchell. Bowden into the right corner to Mosser. Mosser at the top, Phillips. Deep left side to Brooks. She'll shoot it from there. Brooks instead goes inside the arc. Has it knocked away. White got a hand on it. And then Mitchell got it, and somebody fouled Mitchell. And that's only their 5th, so LSU will have to inbound. A little bit of a late start, so some of the crowd starting to file out. They probably have to get up early like the rest of us. Thinking that LSU has the win. They're up 15 with about 4 minutes to go. Mitchell into the front court, picks up her dribble, and they called her for the travel. Picked up the dribble, slid the foot. So, 14-point lead. LSU and Brianna Phillips will inbound. She's got 4 fouls. Florida's only played 7 kids here tonight. There's a couple of kids off there, a couple of guards that have not gotten in the game. Brooks out to Bowden between the circles, guarded by Mitchell. On the double team, she finds Phillips, 12-footer left side, no good. And we've got Florida over the back at the 3:54 mark. That foul is on Dotson. That's her second, and we have our final official timeout. It's LSU 65, Florida 51. We're back for the conclusion of tonight's game after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Your connection to LSU sporting events is the Tiger Ticket Office, located in the main lobby of the Athletic Administration Building. Advanced ticket sales to all events are available from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, on both a season and single game basis. For complete seating and price information, call the LSU Ticket Office at 225-578-2184 or toll free 1-800-960-8587 and see the Tigers in action whenever you can.
Theda Daniels Race works in nanotechnology that will pave the way for a new generation of electronics.
John Tyler helps create software that lets radiologists view X-rays and MRIs more efficiently.
Roger Lane and Jennifer Lowe are revolutionizing the treatment of sinusitis with a test that detects fungus.
Roy Daka employs new technology to secure our nation's levees.
Sonia Wiley-Patton is working on technology to prevent human errors in the healthcare industry.
LSU. Mind power. At work for you.
Co-op Bookstore, the gear you need in the colors you bleed for all your Tiger gifts at LSU Apparel Shop. Co-op Bookstore, located in the shadows of Tiger Stadium at 3960 Burbank Drive here in Baton Rouge, or on the web at coopbookstore.com. 3:54 left to go. LSU very close to getting win number 43 in a row here at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, as they lead it 65-51.
Want to remind you, the Pokey Chapman Show presented by Whitney Bank will move time slots next week, just this one time, as it'll be Monday night, 8 o'clock, after the John Brady Show. So a doubleheader, the Brady Show at 7, the Pokey Show at 8 on Monday night. So we will back up a day, and hopefully you will join us. Florida out-rebounding LSU 33-30. Sylvia Fowles, 11 points, 11 rebounds, so she's got another double-double. LSU 50%, Florida 35.4%. LSU's outscored them 28-22 in the second half. Misha Williams in for LSU, giving Fowles a little bit of a breather. Cheney heads down the sideline, and what happened? She was fouled from behind. She lost her dribble out of bounds, but they said a Florida player caused that to happen. That was Dotson, who picked up her third. And, quite honestly, Fowles played 40 minutes in both of those road games. They need a little breather time here. There's a big game in this building on Sunday. So any little bit they can get her off of her feet is probably not a bad thing.
Well, it's a big weekend of basketball in the PMAC. The men's team really need a win against Arkansas on Saturday, and then the big game against UConn.
Cheney makes the free throw. There is also baseball and softball. Baseball tomorrow night at 6:30. The Pulmonary era begins. LSU and St. Mary's. Jim Hawthorne and Charles Hannegriff will be there to bring you the action if you can't make it. Cheney makes that one. The Tigers softball team begins play tomorrow afternoon, and their season opening tournament. They will play Memphis at 3:30 and Middle Tennessee State at 5:30. Weather should be okay, so get out and catch some of the outdoor stuff. 16-point lead. Bowden heads toward the lane and is stripped clean and pocket picked by Mitchell, but she was on the baseline.
Getting back to baseball, I think this is the last time they'll be starting this early. I think next year it's going to be
March
1st. And then I'm also looking forward to, in some of the broadcasts, Dan Canaveri, the former pitching coach, will be joining Charlie Hannegriff in the booth. Looking forward to hearing some of his analysis.
LSU commits an inbound foul. It's only their 6th, so there will be no shots. I think Jim and Charlie are going to call the weatherman and thank him. Inbounds Brooks, wide open three from the corner is good. And then she fell down for no apparent reason, but maybe hoping she could buy a foul, but it's 67-54. Brooks, her first bucket. She's got 5 points. Hightower into the front court. Dishes baseline to Williams. Lobs it back out to White. LSU would probably do well to run some clock here. Free throw line, Morris gets it back out to Mitchell. 14 to shoot. Left side, White gets it near free throw line. We've got a travel on Misha Williams. And Katie Anthony will come in for LSU for the first time. And White will come out.
So no starters on the floor right now for LSU, and it's a 13-point game with 3:13, but Florida has never given up in this game at all, and with their ability to hit the threes, it still could get interesting.
Mosser down low, it's thrown away.
Not with a pass like that.
Now, Bowden, Mosser got it to Bowden on the left wing, who then fired one underneath, and there was nobody to be found there. So Florida will press. They have gotten a couple of steals off of it, and it'll be up to the reserves to do what they need to do. Inbound to Anthony, back to Hightower, 3 minutes to go. 67-54. Hightower gets it to Mitchell into the front court. Mitchell dribbling over toward the sideline, looking around. Again, just going to run a little clock here in a 13-point game. Anthony right wing, 13 to shoot. Back to Mitchell. At long range, up top to Williams, 8 to shoot. Williams dribbles in, gets it left wing to Anthony. Anthony heads toward the lane, kicks it back to Hightower, 18-footer, no good. Rebounded by Dotson. So they did run 30 seconds, did not get a particularly good shot, but there's only 2:25 to go.
Yeah, one more defensive stop, and that's that.
Into the corner, Mosser, a three, back iron. Everybody kind of watched the ball. Williams finally chased it down in the corner. Now that could have cut it to 10, but LSU gets it back. 2:09 and counting. Mitchell, left wing.
She's wide open. Nobody guarding her.
Yeah, but they know she's not going to shoot it from that far away. But you're right, the sea parted. Hightower spins in the lane. 12-footer is good with 10 to shoot. So Hightower's got 6, and it's 69-54 with 1:50 to go. Brooks, right wing to Bowden. Bowden dribbles through the top over toward the left side. Back right wing Phillips. She'll hoist a three. Oh, it's good. And they call a timeout. Phillips has 13 points. That's her first point since about midway through the first half. But it's 69-57. This is the second most points LSU has given up in a league game. Ole Miss got 77 on them in that game that they won.
Well, I think the more important number is how many they've scored.
Yeah.
69 points, and they needed a good offensive performance after scoring 100 in the 2 games on that road trip. And we mentioned it in the pregame that this was a time for LSU's offense to come alive against the Florida team. It's not very good defensively. And I still thought, though, and I still think that, Florida played about as well as they could play here tonight. Maybe they could get some scoring from some other players, but, with 9 players on this roster, some defections midway through the year, this Florida team is just kind of going out there on guts, and they gave everything they had tonight, and just comes up a little bit short.
Marion Whitfield is in the game for LSU. She inbounds to Kalila Mitchell, who is fouled by Bowden. That's her first foul of the game. Bowden's got 20. Dodson's got 16. Phillips 13. But they've held Brooks to just 5. And Mitchell will try to help salt this one away with some free throws. And Mitchell for the year at the free throw line, 3 out of 5. And has 2 points in this game, a 12-point lead with 1:36 to go. It is 1-1. That's 8 fouls on Florida. Mitchell throws it up and in.
With this loss, Florida is going to go to 0-10 in the SEC. But it was back in 02-03, Patrick, where they went 1-13 in the SEC under Carolyn Peck, but rebounded the next year to win 19 games, go 8-6, and finish in 4th place.
Mitchell misses, but Kristen Morris gets the rebound. Out to Mitchell, and she's fouled again. This will still be 1-1. Now you're right. Now they've got 4 good players since Phillips is kind of coming around, but Phillips is a senior, so she won't be back. However, a bunch of young kids who, between Brooks, Bowden, and Dotson, that's a pretty good nucleus.
And they get some height next year in the recruiting class. I think out of the 5 players they've signed, 3 of them are over 6'2". That's another thing they lack, but I tell you what, Bowden and Dotson play bigger than their 5'11" height on the on the roster.
Mitchell hits again, so she has 5 points at 72-57 with 1:28 to go. Shea Brooks into the front court. Lobs it over across left side to Bowden, guarded by Whitfield. Bowden looking, gets it up top, Phillips. Phillips left side over to Dye. Good LSU defense, not letting them get the three. Brooks will force one over Mitchell, however, and hit it. 8 for Brooks, and it's 72-60. Mitchell on the inbound to Whitfield. Whitfield is fouled and will get 2 free throws with 1:03 to go. So Florida not giving up the ghost just yet. They brought a 25-point deficit against Kentucky to 5 late in that game. And I think we got a Florida 60-second timeout.
Well, this 60 points, the most points LSU has given up since losing to Ole Miss back on January 11th, where they gave up 77. But, you know, Coach Brady said it after a game earlier this season, you know, where LSU was really playing some good defense. He says you just, you know, you hope it's there, but every now and then it's not going to be there for you, defensive and rebounding, because it takes so much energy and effort. And we mentioned it in the pregame that this is kind of your dog days of the season, where you're in the second half, back half of the SEC season, and you're just kind of trying to get yourself through it, and they're coming off a bit of a road trip. And let's face it, Patrick, it's hard not to look ahead to everything that may and could happen on Sunday when you got the number 5 team in the country, UConn, and everything that UConn stands for, national television. It's just hard when you're looking at a team that's 0-9 in the SEC not to sit there and say, you know what, I can't wait to take on UConn. You know, it's just that kind of. But I thought LSU played really well in this game despite that distraction looming.
That game's at 2 o'clock on Sunday. Still some good seats available, so get some. If you can't, we'll be here at 1:30 for the pregame. Marion Whitfield will get 2 free throws. She is 11 of 16 on the season. That's 69%. 72-60. We've still got 1:03 to go in this one. And Whitfield makes the first one. So just about everybody has scored. No, yeah, except Katie Antony. Everybody on the roster has scored for LSU. That's 11 of them. Second one is good. So Whitfield on the board with a couple. Tigers hit a bunch of free throws here in the second half, and it's 74-60. Under a minute to go. Brooks back over left side. Phillips. She'll hoist another 3. It will not go on the bounce. Morris has it, and she's fouled. And Morris will get a chance to add to what she's been doing. So LSU's leading scorer tonight, it looks like, is going to be, well, it's going to be Chaney with 14. Fowles had 11. LeBlanc had 11. White had 9. Thomas had 8. Hightower with 6. So it was very well spread out. Morris looking for points 3 and 4.
And it's not like Sylvia had a bad game. I just think everybody stepped up their game offensively, and the offense didn't have to go through Sylvia as much today.
Morris hits the free throw. It's 75-60 with 53 seconds to go, and Morris will try again, and got that one. So LSU doing well at the line. 11 out of 15 in the second half, and it's 76-60. The lead is back out to 16. Dye left side with 43 seconds to go. Up top, Brooks, a 3. It bounces no good, but Mitchell has fouled her in the act of shooting a 3.
The look on Pokey's face is worth 1,000 words.
So Mitchell fouls the three-point shooter. She did that in the game earlier as well. So Mitchell will give Brooks 3 free throws. Brooks says she's one of these. She's a shot creator. And even if there's people around, she'll get one up. Makes the free throw. So she's going to get double figures for this game, but that's very deceptive because LSU shut her down when it was a close game. Second one is also good. She's got 10, but 8 of those have been in the second half when it really didn't matter. 15, Kim Critton, and Shariel Smith are back in. Critton, a 5'7" sophomore guard from Memphis. First time we've seen her tonight. So Brooks gets her double figures, but not really meaningful points. third free throw is good.
That's the first time she's been in double figures in 4 games.
Antony is fouled, so Brooks fouled Antony, and Antony will get a chance to make sure that all LSU players score in the game. And she is a very, very good free throw shooter. Katie Antony is 85%. 41.2 seconds to go. It's 76-63. And Antony will get a couple because Florida long since in the double bonus. First one, no good. Do not send your emails about that to Ask the Announcer. That one will not be read.
I was going to say something, but I figured I'd let it slide and hope she would just hit it.
Well, she'll hit the second one. She does. And Antony's on the board. Everybody has scored at 77-63. The clock starts with 40 seconds, and it'll tick down. Brooks, long three. Goodness, she got another one. 14 for Brooks, and it's 77-66. And Morris is fouled by Phillips, and that's going to be the end of her night. She's got 5 fouls.
8 3-pointers, if I counted right, for Florida in the second half.
Yeah, and 10 for the game.
Yeah. And Phillips had 3 of those as she leaves with 13 points.
Yep, had 10 in the first half to keep Florida within shouting distance. And Morris will get 2. And the free throw is good. Well, Phillips was kind of playing off the crowd. Very good-naturedly. Morris to shoot another, and she got that one. 6 for Morris off the bench, 79-66. Let's see if Brooks will launch another one. Mosser sets a screen. Brooks, right wing, can't shoot it. Up top, Mosser penetrates. Bounce pass is kicked by Williams. No,
she just threw it off her stomach.
Yeah, so it went out of bounds off the Florida player. With 21 seconds to go, we'll see if Florida just kind of backs off here. Mitchell is bumped by Mosser, and it's stolen. Brooks picks it up, and a 3 is no good. Whitfield rebounds with 12, and she's going to dribble to open spaces. I think Florida's just going to let them run this thing out. So the Tigers are going to pick up their 22nd win. They'll go to second place in the league. Final score tonight, LSU 79, Florida 66. We are back after this timeout on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Accident or illness can affect your child at any time, day or night. And the area's only 24-hour pediatric emergency room is at the hospital you count on. Our Lady of the Lake, the Spirit of Healing.
Ever wonder what 2 days in the life of a Jeep Wrangler is like? Listen and learn.
Watch the paint!
Everybody check their shoes.
Just use some leaves.
With its one-of-a-kind open-air design, the original 4x4 Jeep Wrangler gets you out there and back with total confidence. Now with Wrangler 4-door, you can do it all with more. It's one in a growing lineup of legendary Jeep vehicles. Jeep is a registered trademark of Daimler Chrysler.
We're here with rookie phenom Howard Justin, who holds the record for never dropping a ball ever.
My brother tried to hit me with a football when I was 2. I caught it and I slammed it in his oatmeal.
How do you do it?
I avoid things that drop. That's why I switched to Singular. They have the fewest drop calls of any wireless carrier.
Have you ever dropped anything?
My jaw, when I realized my calls stay connected with Singular.
Howard Justin doesn't drop balls or calls.
Singular is now the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Coverage is not available in all areas. The all-over network covers over 273 million people and is growing. Drop calls based on nationwide experience among national carriers.
Only one local hospital was among the nation's first 5 accredited cancer centers and treats more cancer patients than any other. The hospital you count on. Our Lady of the Lake, the Spirit of Healing.
Well, Tigers put up 79 points tonight. They shoot 50% from the floor. They make a bunch of free throws, and all is well as LSU wins it by a score of 79-66 over the Florida Gators. With the win, the 7th-ranked Tigers are 22-3. They are 8-2 in league play, and all by themselves in second place. With the loss, the Florida Gators are 6-19. They've lost 12 in a row, and they are now a perfect 0-10 in league play. LSU outscored them 37-29 in the first half, 42-37 in the second half for the 79-66 win. Florida goes home to take on Mississippi State. That game is this coming Sunday. The Lady Tigers have their own game here Sunday, as it'll be LSU and UConn at 2 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 1:30, but we hope to see a lot of you here in this building, as LSU will need some help. The win streak at home is 43, but 44 is certainly going to be a challenge here on Sunday. 79-66 the final. The Singular Wireless postgame show begins in 2 minutes here on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Basketball Court Sweat Wiper-Upper. You'll do anything for courtside seats, even if it means mopping another man's sweat off the floor.
Smelly man sweat.
While they soak up the glory, you soak up pretty much everything else.
Oh!
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh Prince of Perspiration.
Mr. Basketball Court Sweat.
Bud Light beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
89 years of making hardworking trucks has taught us a valuable lesson. Only the strong survive. Introducing the all-new Chevy Silverado, packing an available 315 horsepower V8 strapped inside our strongest frame ever. The 2007 Silverado from Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Our country, our truck. Dependability based on longevity. 1981 through July 2006 full-line light-duty truck company registration. Excludes other GM divisions. See dealer for details. See your Super Chevy dealer today.
Can I help you?
Yes, hi. Are you one of the coaches of the LSU Tigers?
Who are you?
Oh, I'm one of the fans. I came by to show you some cool moves I learned while playing video games on my Verizon wireless cell phone, like NBA Live 06. I thought you might want to pass some of the moves along to the team. No? Okay, cool. Go Tigers!
Verizon Wireless, the official wireless provider of the LSU Tigers. Call 1-800-2JOIN-IN. Airtime and other fees apply. Coverage not available everywhere.
Can I find a doctor who agrees that watching the Tigers counts as cardio?
At Auctioner, you can. We're the official healthcare sponsor of LSU Athletics and a proud supporter of the community. We can care for your every need, routine, or more serious, in one of our 30 friendly, convenient locations in Southeast Louisiana. At Auctioner, healthcare with peace of mind can be yours. To find out how, call 1-866-AUCTIONER or visit auctioner.org.
It is now time for the Singular Wireless postgame show here on the LSU Sports Radio Network. LSU 79, Florida 66, the final. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves here on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Patrick Wright and Jeff Palermo back courtside with you. Be sure to show your Tiger spirit every time you get a call with an LSU fight song ringback tone. You can treat callers to the LSU fight song while they wait for you to pick up. Send a text to 728 and put 107 as the message, only from Verizon Wireless, the official wireless provider of the LSU Tigers. And Jeff, Tigers scored 49 points and 51 points on the road trip. 79 looks a lot better, especially when the other team only gets 66.
And it was really a complete team effort. They weren't just relying on Sylvia Fowles. Everybody got involved offensively. In fact, everyone that played, everyone on the roster was able to score. They got some good contributions off the bench, with Hightower getting 6, Phillips scoring 4 points in the first half. Rashante LeBlanc had 11. Kiana Chaney finishes as the leading scorer in this one for LSU. And, you know, Erica White played a fine game too tonight, scoring 9 points and doing it both on the offensive and defensive end. So it was really a complete team effort here, getting the victory over a Florida team that just wouldn't give up. I mean, they got down, I think, by as much as 17 in the second half, and it looked like LSU was going to cruise from that point on, but Florida actually would cut it down to a 9-point game, but LSU was finally able to put the hammer down on this one, and a good win for LSU.
LSU shoots 50% from the field for the first time in a good while, and that is a pleasant thing to see. They made 30 buckets here tonight, and and they made 15 out of 22 free throws. And a lot of those came at the end when they needed them to kind of salt the game away, and they were able to do that. Rashante LeBlanc got some offense about once every third or fourth game. She'll be the one that everybody kind of forgets about on the other team, and she's open, and it showed that she can bury the shot, and she did that. And yeah, you mentioned Erica White, kind of a smorgasbord on the stats, 9 points on 4 of 5 shooting, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, only 1 turnover, and what I believe is a career-high 6 steals in 31 minutes of play. So she did just about everything that was asked of her.
Yeah, she really played a good game and sparking a lot of transition buckets the other way for LSU, and we were waiting for that backcourt to kind of light it up a little bit offensively. They've been quiet in the last few games, and White and LeBlanc really gave them a good effort tonight.
The 6 steals for White actually ties a career high that she set against Tulsa earlier this year.